Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody out there. Jason here, Signature Esports, and a pleasure to have you live and in charge. We're going to have some fun tonight, a little championship action. First of two races we're going to be calling Chop Shop Racing Series. Ready to rock and roll. Canada Green, presented by Lunatic Designs and all the fantastic folks that are out there putting up your logos and making some things for you, you know, doing the best they can with everything that they've got. We hope you're all having a wonderful evening. It is literally the final race of the season, and they're running at one of the best tracks you could ever ask for. It is where I think the championship race should be ran, and of course I'm speaking on that beautiful Homestead Miami Speedway, and it is going to be amazing. We're going to talk about the greatest of things, and that's going to be your starting grid presented by Premier Racing Setups. This league has just been absolutely phenomenal, and it's going to be fun tonight. Championship race, second of the two that we have seen. I am going to turn down a little bit of that music. Might have been a little bit loud. How about Stryker? He's going to be your Stay Tuned Sports pole sitter tonight, as David Durant's going to be your outside pole sitter. Stryker needing all the points that he can get. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Chris Justice, Michael Matt is going to be there, row number 2. Big Art Kobler is going to be out there in row number 3. Michael Caffrey, Russell Black there, row number 4. Mark Retchen, Marshall Harris, row number 5. Jerry Culver, Chris Roberge is going to be there in row number 6. Row 7 is going to be Robert Church, Jonathan Casper, Brad Dove, Tony Sanders, Quint Hackett, and Brock Duty. Sean Deone is going to be out there as well. Drivers you're going to see in the orange numbers, there's going to be your playoff drivers. We have 8 of them, and it's going to be a blast. Here's what we're doing tonight. It is going to be 150 lap stage. It's going to be at lap 50. We're going to see 3 tire changes on the wall, no fast repair. All this presented by Balla Status, B&B Music, Admin Box, and, of course, all of the Chopp'N Up podcasts out there. You're going to see. We appreciate you. Rob Mendez giving us a big like out there. I forgot I made that really big. I like it. It's going to stay big. Your track race and weather report is going to be 81 degrees on the air temperature, 59% humidity, partly cloudy skies, a 10-mile-an-hour wind here, the 1.48 mile length track. I am pretty thrilled to see these drivers get out here and put the energy in here at the coolest of tracks. I think it's going to be very cool too. 84 degrees on the track temperature here at the 1.48 mile length track. Mile and a half high line running. We're going to see different lines. We're going to see tire wear be everything. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting to see how it's going to work out. I do have you probably heard him there for a moment, the old Penguin. He is going to be in the broadcast booth with me. We enjoy some Penguin. We enjoy what he does. We enjoy all the drivers. We enjoy everybody out there. We do have some driver cams tonight. We got everybody. Everybody's good to go. Here's Russell Black back in the mix. Old Russell giving the big old 6'4" out there. Also, there's Clint Hackett. He is ready to go. A lot of drivers going to be cruising tonight. There is Chris Justice. He is out there, no doubt, streaming. We appreciate him being out there. His heart rate monitor up. There is the old Roberge. Roberge doing himself a blast of a good time. And then Brad Dove running the special paint scheme tonight. All the drivers ready to go. Good to see Caffrey back out in the mix. Stryker needed that point. He's got it, and we're going to go do it. How about it? Restart zone. Green flag. Retchen Deone out of the race. Retchen might be actually jumping on pit road. I thought he was. He might be just having an issue. We'll see when it comes to connection. All right, to 88. Leading side by side. Duran's going to be there on the outside. We'll see who's going to be able to hold on to this one. The biggest thing here, if you're Stryker, you want to lead as many points. You need to have the bonus points as badly as possible. You need all of that. There's Kobler up high. Stryker corner out. It's going to see Durand be able to close in. Justice right behind. Let's go from the Budgie Bird. Much love to you, dear. How are you doing? Penguin, how are you?
How are you, Jason?
I'm fine. Good. Oh, Jerry's on camera too. All right, we got to get Jerry. Jerry's on cam, but we didn't see him. He is always late. Don't be late, sir.
Jerry's going to be late to his own funeral.
Maybe. A little bit of cough there. All right, I'll set him up real quick. We'll get all the way through 5 dues. 6 camera coming up.
Oh, somebody just shot down to the inside here. 17 shot down to the inside on the backstretch.
Marshall Harris. Like Marshall Harris. I'm adding Jerry in. Okay. Sorry. Want to make sure Jerry's seen. We'll take a look at that in here in a second. Sean jumped to pit road. We gotta get Jerry a light. Just a little one. A little one. He'll show his manly figure out there.
You don't want to see that.
We do. We like Jerry. All right.
We like Jerry, but we don't want to see that.
There's Marshall Harris back here. Marshall 1 lap ago. Let's take a look. I think it was right here. There's a 17. Corner out. There's a 64 on the outside. Let's see how that transpired here. Let's go. Let's see. Let's just fast forward here. We're missing all the good stuff. Hello from good.
Oh, somebody just wrecked on the inside coming out of 2.
Matta. Right here.
Is that Matta?
16 right here. Oh, the 7 across the nose of the 16 net code there. And that just cranked him around. Oh, heavy nose contact there. Blew the engine on that one. Ouch. Sean leaving pit road. There's the 004 out there running. Living United. Matta had an issue there. That was a big one. That was a big hit. He is smoking on the service road. Kind of like smoking in the boys' room, but differently. All right, Stryker back to the inside. Duran back on the outside. It's very tough to pass if you have a driver that can defend the outside lane. Stryker runs down all the way to the bottom side of the racetrack. Homestead, a good racetrack for him. He needs to get very clear of the 5-1 here. And, little loose for David Rand there. But I tell you what, Stryker trying to get all the points he can get here. If he can lead the most laps, he'll be fine. Over the outside lane, you hear the right side tires up against the wall, just absolutely blistering. Carl, thank you for the like, sir. Little slide up the race line there, back into the throttle. We'll see if David Duran's, into the wall. I think Stryker trying to downshift early here. Big height for the budgie. He's keep the car as clean as possible. As David Duran showing the cards early. We'll see the 88 now in tow. It's the battle for the lead. Tries to get moving forward. Duran now up on the outside lane. See if Stryker can get anywhere. Stryker battling for this championship. Big Art got the win last week. He just needs to finish inside the top 5 and make sure Stryker doesn't have all those bonus points that you would need. The moment that Stryker tries to see himself get around the 5-1 here, we'll see if he's going to be able to carry the corner. He's got good speed down the straightaway. Just needs to find his way into the corner to be able to clear the 5-1. And as Durand, we'll see the 88. 88 tied out of the corner. Trying to do what he can here. Michael Caffrey back here in the mix. Perth Australian doing a phenomenal job of being the coolest cat from across the big pond. We like that guy. We like that guy a lot. Stryker to do what he can. Chris Justice in third. Stryker needs those bonus points for the stage. He really does need it. Here's I was going to show that earlier. We're going to show it now. Here's your point standings for the series. Big Art has an 8-point lead over Michael Strickland for the championship. And so we'll see Stryker all the way down to the bottom side of the racetrack. We'll try to slide out of the corner. We'll see if he's going to be back into the corner here. Again, side by side, 88, 5-1. Up to the door, trying to side draft him down. Robert's third, 16 points off of Big Art. John Hammond was fourth in today's points coming into today's race. And he is out of today's race. He had to work. 88 free on the bottom side. he is trying to get around right there. Brad Dove working on it as well. We'll see what these points tally up to at the end of this race, but it's going to be crazy to see. The striker has to settle back in here. Kobler back to the outside. A lot to be said for these drivers. Penguin, what do you think, man?
Even though the track is cool, I think it's going to be a little tricky because the humidity is up. So I think it's going to be slick, but it's also going to be sticky. Does that make sense?
Oh, no, that's exactly how it should be. Cool, calm night, high humidity. It's a big tell for this racetrack. However, the fall off on this racetrack right now, we're only 14 laps into this, and there's already a 4/10 of a second fall off. Some of the drivers 5 6/10. Roberge running 33.29. Actually just ran his fastest lap of the race. Going to take it easy and save some tire for the long run. That's one of the things about this racetrack is the long run is everything to you. And right now he's closing down the distance between he and Durand. Right to the bottom side of the racetrack, Kobler utilizing that high line is actually catching the top two. Bryce Kobler could shake some things up here as well, but he's sitting 21 points off of that win. He would need everything, and he would need this guy right here to have a bad night. So Black up one's going to be in that 7th spot. Go on board, Russell Black. He says he's got some new gloves. I'm digging those gloves. Man, I can just hear the right side tires on Russell Black here. Let's take a listen, folks. Roberge just behind him. That's Chris Justice. All right, Roberge right behind. Oh, Russell into the wall. No, hold on to it, Russell. Hold on to it, sir. Roberge, a trained Canadian. He is the assassin of the biggest mover of the race. 64 gets tight. Race side by side. Russell Black will defend. I'll tell you what, Chris will be patient. He'll do what he can. Check in on Jerry. See where Jerry's at. Back here off one from the start of the race. Got a driver to the inside. That was the 5 of Robert Church. He'll drop in. Brad Dove just behind. Dove in the bright and yellow William Penn paint scheme. In lieu of Retchen and the Retchen family. Mark and Allen, you can appreciate that. 25 will slide up the race line. We'll see if he's going to be able to tow in here. These three have deemed themselves to run a pretty decent line so far. There's Roberge. Who are you missing? Who did we not hit? These are drivers. Oh, that's Clint Hackett. Where's Clint at? Right here. He's catching up. He's running his own race. Brock Duty just behind. Matt on pit road getting a new engine. He sees a little 3-pack ahead of him. Clint running 17 seconds off the pace right now, but his lap times are enough to just save some tire. The leaders are in turn 3. He's about half the track away from him. You see these drivers work in the corner here, and it's basically become a single groove. There's Chris Justice, who's in fourth. Little wall tab, 0-1 just behind him. Stryker back to third. Kobler trying to play catch up to David Durand here. We want to thank all the drivers for being a part of the Beef Jerky Unlimited Driver Cam fam, and we can appreciate that because Beef Jerky Unlimited gives you the best beef jerky you've ever had, or I mean, literally, folks, this beef jerky, whether it's beef, turkey, or chicken, they do a pork version as well. It's amazing. Jess will tell you her favorite is the A1 beef jerky. I'm going to tell you that no matter how you look at it, beef jerky is exactly the way it needs to be, and it's made right here in the U.S. Made in Michigan. $55 plus shipping. You can get 6 packs sent to you. And one of the coolest things about that is that that is better than the cost of Jack's Links that you can buy at your convenience store. And it's 10 times better. So, might as well. How about it? 14:01 side by side. You see the 01 try to battle here.
Since you threw that out there, I hope you have some if I come and visit.
Jess had to have something to munch on while she was going through her surgery. That stuff is good. It's in Michigan. About it. Kobler to the back bumper of the 5-1. Chance for David Durand to get out there and try to play defense once again. We'll see if the 99 has a crossover here on the front straightaway. This is all about backing up your corner here. 3 seconds the gap. Big Art is actually catching these drivers. He saved. He said, "I'm good. We're done saving. We got to get this to the stage." His Stryker tries to close these drivers back in as well. Durand up near the wall. 99 there. 5-1 down to the cross in. Casebeer coming up pit road. It's going to be the first driver. He's got some right front damage. 99 to the inside. Up to the door. Going to run him into the wall. That's what he did. But a great job by Durand there. He's going to be right there on the back bumper of the 99 again. Stryker closing back down the distance. These two slowing each other down just a little bit. So point for Kobler. He leads this lap. And he's going to be up into that. He's putting his right side inches off the wall. And if you folks have not seen what these cars look like that close to the wall, well, that's what it is right there. Downshifting to the corner. I mean, he is just... He could reach out and high-five a fan at speed if he wanted to. Wouldn't recommend it. Probably break his arm, virtually. All the cool things. 5-1 to the back bumper. Oh! All 3 drivers getting close to each other here. 2 seconds the gap as Big Art tries to close in these drivers. Stryker now closing in to Kobler and Durand. Durand able to hold on to the back bumper. Got real tight on the back bumper of the 99 there. 99 slowed way up out of the corner. You'll see him come down the front straightaway here. He's going to be up near that wall. That wall not doing him any justice. Speaking of justice, he's back to 5th. Like Homestead because the downhill section is just absolutely wonderful, folks. It really is. Here it is. Drivers coming around, completing some laps. Yeah. Marsupius says 32 minutes of chat, or 32 minutes of repairs out there. Come on, Stryker from Went out there as well. And then go Stryker from Rob Van Nest. Everybody giving all their support out there. We appreciate the vibes. Durand led the first section of this race. 88 of Strickland now to the back bumper of the 5-1. 0.5 back is going to be the 0-1. Stryker with a big run here. Will be able to drop into the corner. Let's see if he's going to be able to slide up out of the corner. That's going to be the huge, 99 into the wall. 88 might be able to get something out of this. As the 5-1 will close back in. 88 will slide up into position. 5-1 now with a chance here. Good run from David Durand. He gives a bump to the 88. 88 to the bottom side. That's too early. We'll be side by side here on corner exit. David Durand's going to have a run. 88 tight. Gives a lot of room. Slides back up into the corner. He's going to have to make that move a little bit differently. Right behind, Big Art. Last week's winner. Current points leader coming into today's race. Trying to become the Cup Series champion. He's been a champion in pretty much everything else they've ran except for the Road Series and the Dirt Series. So the Xfinity Series, I believe, and definitely the Truck Series. We've seen him become the champion of the Truck Series. Stryker, 99. Big heart hitting the wall there. Corner out, right front damage for him. $18 laps to go on the stage. Stryker trying to get down to that third lane. Because right now he sees Big Art closing in the distance. 6 cars within the distance here. Big Art to the inside. Save a lot of tire here. Gonna run the bottom side of the racetrack. Gonna drive himself out. Stryker trying to do what he can. Trying to repeat a championship from everything we've seen. Big Art into the corner. 88 way up the race line. Has to hold it out of the wall. 51. Big corner out. It's a little free. 4/10 of a second deficit now as Kobler tries to lead, but it's only a matter of time before these tires feel like they're giving out. 88 up near the wall. Driving for a cure. 88 trying to do what he can. Kobler utilizing the wall here, but he's hit the wall quite a bit. He really has. Stryker closing it back down again, down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Putting some air on the 01. Closing out. Big R2, Kobler. Stryker down to the lane. 01's able to run just a little bit deeper into the corner. Drive off is going to go to the advantage of the 01. Closes in a 10th that lap. Or that corner. 88 all the way down to the bottom side. Watch the crossover here. The 01's going to be clear. Good line for Strickland. 88 to try to deliver a defense. Into the wall. Little wall taps. Don't hurt too bad. It's going to slow him way up. Riker with a big run here. Into the corner. Tied off. 01's going to be able to drive to him. But Big Art being patient. Takes over the lead. These two battling for a championship. Big Art has the most wins of the series. 11 wins in this season. Of the 20-plus races that they've had. And Stryker has finished second to him the most. Right now, Chris Justice closing it on David Durand, who led early. Stryker was going to have to earn it tonight, and that's pretty much how we looked at it. Kobler way up the race line. Corner out. Goes to Kobler, and we'll see if Big Art has anything left after those battles. Will be 12 laps to go to the stage, I believe. Brave.
Yes.
Want to make sure. All right, this one's been cool, calm, and collected. It's Black back where he started. Tony Sanders here. Roberge up 5. Biggest mover of the race is Tony Sanders in that number 7 car. Oh, Tony hit the wall. Don't hit the wall, Tony. You got this, Tony. I'm a root for Tony. Tony Sanders, 6 in the points. Let's go, Tony. Root for everybody.
You're rooting for Striker because he hasn't won one yet.
Nah, he won a championship. So I was corrected earlier. Striker won the last championship in the Cup Series. So I was corrected by the guys in the Discord just earlier. Big Art has won, but Big Art has been pretty dominant this season. So my last chance to root against Nate, even though he's really good at what he does. I got to root against Nate sometimes. Most of the time, I don't care. Well, that's what I was going to look at. I was going to look at his the scoring for the season. Season 4 standings. Yeah, 22 starts this season. Account for points. He has 12 wins, including last week. His 13 stage wins, 12 poles, 14 top 5, 16 top 10s, and 8-point lead for Nathan Big Art. And right now, the 99 got free off the corner. Just saw that. 99 free, snappy loose. Whoa. 01 hits the wall as well. His striker can play catch up here. He's going to be there. Right now, that becomes a 1.4 second deficit. There's the double out 4 of Sean Diota. He's going to be off 6 laps here. K-Spear off 2. Now the K-Spear came in early. Got some damage repaired. He's fine. Looking for that free pass soon. If he doesn't hold on to where Brock Duty is. Brock Duty very close in the next 8 laps because it's becoming a lap down. Big Art is your race leader. Striker trying to utilize a little bit of different race line now as Kobler somehow gets back into it after freeing up his car. Striker trying to do something here. Needs another spot. Just needs to be closer. He has the better pit stall. He could win the race off pit road, but he needs to be in front of Kobler when the stage caution comes out. 99 to the bottom side, 88 up high, 14 to Chris Justice. Right there. 88 to the inside. Good line for the 88. Needs to side draft here. Pull that car back just a little bit. Striker trying to find this segment for his own. A little free there. Chris Justice going to be very close to being right there. Striker trying to do what he can. Chris Justice is going to be able to pull this position because of the battle the 99 has going on right now with Strickland. Strickland takes over second for just a split moment there. Just cannot clear up to the 99. But this is where that infamous bump and run. 99 smacks the wall there. It's the right side, little scrapes, little sparks. You see that happen. Chris Justice now in tow. So these three battling for second. Striker, the closest in points, trying to earn it here with the 99 out of the corner. 99, different throttle zone, different braking zone. Has a little arc in the corner, which is going to slow Strickland up. 14 playing catch up here. He's going to slide in front of the 14 and try to drop into the corner. Can he slide up here? That's what he needs to do. Slide up, try to clear the 99. He had it clear. 3 wide, corner out. 14 on the bottom side. 4 laps to go into the stage. And Kobler's going to have to try to hold off the 14 here now, as that's the run. Striker can get there. And right now, Chris Justice will go to second. He's going to be clear here. 99 to the back bumper as Kobler will push the 14 into the corner. Nice corner out. 14, great job. Chris Justice doing a phenomenal job there, being patient. Big Art, 2.7 second lead here, coming around. Doing just fine. Rudy going to the stage. Strickland clears Kobler here. As Kobler half a second back. Didn't even see that pass. Here's what it looked like. Kobler got free on the corner. Biker able to just make that work. They come around to go to the stage. Big Art, your race leader. Chris Justice second. Michael Strickland sitting in third. Now Kobler just Strickland back where he started when it came to trying to get into the cycle. He's going to be into the wall a little bit. 99 with a big run here. Chris Justice second right now. And the biggest portion of this run is going to come. It's going to be basically they're going to come to the stage and they're going to have a pit stop. Big Art's going to come around here for the white flag for the stage. It'll be 2.6 seconds. Now Justice is a little bit faster here. His last laps have been to the point of closing in on Big Art. Strickland holding on to third. Kobler corner out. Kobler gets momentum and then he smacks the wall or gets free. Then he has to go back at it. So he might be the faster driver than some of the drivers right now. The fall off for the 88. This became absolutely atrocious. Big Art's going to win the stage. Chris Justice will be second. Michael Strickland will be third. Kobler's going to be fourth. Caffrey fifth. David Aran, Chris Roberge, Russell Black coming around. That'll be Tony Sanders. And then Marshall Harris will be the final driver. Maybe. He blinked. Big Art, your current leader. Going to win the stage. They're going to do their thing. We're going to do our thing. And we're going to be back here in just a moment as everybody comes to pit road. Drivers are ready to go. I'm ready to go. Had to pull something out of the oven because, multitasker here. Big Art wins the race off pit road. Kobler, Caffrey, Strickland's going to be the drivers right behind him. They're ready to go. We're green. Final stage. Big Art with a pretty big lead here. Takes that 8 points and adds 3 extra to it. So Stryker needs to win the race, and Big Art needs to have a bad day. Big hydrate and a stretch from the Budgie Bird. Thank you, dear. I appreciate you. Oh, man. Kind of the way it goes. David Oran's going to be up on the high side. Stryker just needs to kind of take his time here. I think that's what it is. 14 to the bottom side. Chris Justice doing what he can. That number 1 pit stop. Pit stall didn't really help Stryker all but keep him where he's at. 14 to the back bumper to the 88. 51 down to the bottom side. 77 of Caffrey to the outside now. Stryker corner out. Needs to just kind of ride for a minute, I think. There's a lot of congestion happening. Marshall Harris up on the high side. Harris down to the bottom, 88 to clear, corner out. Big Art with a 4/10 of a second lead now says it's go time. Stay tuned, sports, part of this. Check out the Chopp'N It Up podcast on the Chop Shop TV. I think I can actually tag them on YouTube. I'm going to do that real quick. Let me edit the... Excuse me. There we go. I can tag them. How cool is that? 0199. Stryker back to third. Duran back on the outside. Stryker down to the bottom side of the racetrack, having to change the line here. A lot of congestion working this way. We'll see what Big Art's going to be able to do about this. Side-by-side racing for second. Kobler into the wall. Strickland there. Durand there as well. Durand on the back bumper to the 99. Stryker down to the bottom side. 3 wide here. There's the 99 into the sucker hole. Corner out. 3 wide again. Stryker into the 99. 17 back there as well. Strickland. 17. Stryker taking that corner. A good breakout for the 99. 51 corner out. Strickland trying to roll the corner. Durand back to the outside. Strickland needs to win it and earn it. 51 on the bottom side, 17 way up high. Marshall Harris out there. 88 trying to get any kind of momentum here into the corner. 62 of 150. Cannot lay it down. Corner out. 51 pulling the air off the 88. Little wiggle out of the rear end. Strickland back to third. It's kind of where he's just been sitting. Harris to the outside. Chris Justice to the bottom side as well. Intel, 51 to the bottom. 17 up the race line. Tire eating track as they get down to the back straightaway. Hold on to your butts. It's getting bumpy. 17 corner. Free in front of the 88. Just a little bit there. It's a little wiggle out of it. Strickland going to be able to do something with it, but can't do much as Chris Justice will go to the outside here. He is dropping harder than a stone in a pond. Marshall Harris very free. Chris Justice to the outside of Strickland. Strickland needs to try to work that outside lane. Marshall Harris to the back bumper of Durand. Try to pull the 5-1 backwards. Freeze him up. Oh, he blinks. He's out. Oh, man, he's gone. He's back. Sorry. "17 back to the inside of the 51. And Durant figured a few things out on his run. Now he's going to be trying to close back into Big Art. Big Art leading here. Clean Air is going to be everything to him right now, but we'll see how that one's going to fare out. Stryker back to the bottom side of the racetrack. He's going to have a good run on the 14. We'll see how this is going to fare out for him, as David Duran's going to be right behind Big Art. David to the bottom side. 17 tied off the corner. Way up high. 14 there. 88 to the back bumper of the 14. 88 can try to bump draft the 14 here. Going to double break into the corner. And Kobler's going to be trying to sneak back to the outside. Caffrey coming here. Trying to make that run happen as well. 88 back to the outside. Side-by-side racing for fourth. And David Durand right behind the 01. Marshall Harris trying to do something with that 17 down to the 14. Corner out for the 88. 88 trying to find his way there. But Kobler, he manages the tires, might be able to get that run again. Russell Black back here off a couple. How about Brad Dowd doing a great job here? And that 25 showing Williams Penn a little bit of pride here on that race car. Holy cow. You okay, Penguin?
Yeah, I just had a
He's got the hiccups there.
hiccup. Yep.
Marshall Harris to the bottom side of the 5-1. Harris to 2,500 iRater, just shy of 2,500 iRating. Battling it out with two drivers, a combined just over 9,100. Just ahead of him. And Stryker with a big run here. Good run. Broken up by getting out of the throttle just a little bit there. 14, huge run to the inside. Chris Justice drops into the corner. Will be side by side, little nose down to the 5-1. They want this one. Big Art just needs to not finish last. And SDK is doing SDK things. But bear with me. Yeah. Hold on to the SDK. Hold on to more of the SDK. We're back. You know, David Durand to the lead. Big Art back to fourth. Chris Justice trying to get around. Big Art trying not to have a bad race. Big Art doesn't need to win. He just needs to finish within 12 spots. As the 5-1 gets free, he just needs to finish within 12 spots of Michael Strickland right now. So don't jeopardize your race. That's what I would say for the 01. Chris Justice to the bottom side. Justice needed more drivers to start this race, and he's going to go to the lead. Phenomenal run for Chris Justice right now. Marshall Harris to the inside. So any one of these drivers can, if they can manage, will have the most laps led. David Durand will have a little checkup there. 88 back to the inside. Kobler to the back bumper to the 99. Bryce Kobler Corner out, 77 there as well. Strickland trying to do something, anything, to get back to that number 1 spot. Durand back to the outside. 17 of Marshall Harris rolling. 14's freed up on the bottom side. And Stryker actually has a good-looking car now. It's changed something about the way he's been driving, and it's been working. Thank you, Budgie. Well, we give a big shout-out to Penguin, because it's his fault. Stryker to the inside of Harris.
It's all my fault.
That's not his fault. He didn't do anything wrong. He's doing everything right. All the race controllers. Race control is a very thankless job, folks. So, 17 free on the bottom. Hold on to it, Harris. He's got it. He's good. Back to 4th, up 6. Tony Sanders, Brad Dubb, both those drivers up 6 spots as well. It's shake and bake, and I helped. Here comes the 25. Free on the bottom side of the 25. He's picked it back up. He's good to go. He'll be side by side with Tony Sanders. Sanders up on the outside lane. Good battle here. This has been an interesting race. These drivers have really put on a show. David Duran's going to be out front now as Chris Justice goes to 2nd. Stryker in 3rd. Big shout out for Penguin. There he is. There's his Twitch channel. You can follow him on Twitch. You can also, watch him when he games with me and all that stuff. Dan, what's going on, man? Much love to you, sir. I hope you're having a good night. Y'all pick it up. We're going.
Where are we going?
We're gonna go crazy if we don't, We're all going to whatever if we don't change our ways. 88 up near the wall, little wall ride there. Turn back out front. Chris Justice in 2nd. The guards back in 5th. 17 of Harris just behind him. Kobler might be able to save here. This might be a good opportunity for Bryce to be able to do something different here. As every one of these drivers really putting in the energy, and they're putting it into their cars, and it's starting to show. Side by side for the leads. Whoa! Strickland tied at the line for these two drivers. Stryker figured something out here. David Duran back to the outside. 88 will be able to close. Look at that run of speed.
And Harris make a little contact coming out of 2.
Nate won't put up with it, man. He's got a championship to win. 17 free in front of 99. Caution's going to come out here for the first time for incident. As Stryker might have just had the edge on the lead there when the caution came out. Well, and then that happened. Let's see what happened to Harris here. It just got free. It just got free across the nose of the 99. 99 should be fine. Man. Here's the overhead view. A little closer. Little Edis. Great job by the other drivers avoiding that too. He did a good job. Sean's gonna be Marshall's gonna be here. He's fine. Robert stays out. He doesn't like pitting with everybody else. He'll go from the back to the front if he needs to. Or he'll do something crazy like save a set of tires because the racing's kind of picking up. 70 laps to go here. Folks, here in a couple of hours, about an hour and a half, we're going to be broadcasting one more time. It's going to be the Sim 500 Super Speedway Series. They're going to be in the Gen 6 cars tonight. A little 40-lap fun. Make sure you guys tune in for that after this. If we go live, we'll be back again and, all those cool things. What might end up happening is I might actually leave Twitch live. I actually thought about that yesterday. About leaving Twitch live and then no, I can't do that. because I have to reset OBS. Never mind. Catch that.
Scared.
Well, I use a plugin in OBS. It's called Atom Multistream, and every time I change the key out for one of my streams, it crashes OBS.
Oh wow!
And I love the plugin because right now we're 1440p on YouTube and we're 1080 on Facebook and on Twitch. I love the plugin, but they need to fix that. It needs to every time I change something, it needs to not crash OBS. And this is version OBS 30.2.3. So it's the most current version of OBS that's out there. And the plugin just crashes OBS. It has crashed it since I installed it. But I'm going to tell you, folks, it is a free restream. If your computer and your internet can handle it, I'm telling you, it's the way to go. Even though it crashes my OBS, all I have to do is restart OBS and everything works fine. I can go live fine. It just, every time, if I change the stream key, I just know it's going to crash OBS. So I've let it go. John's going to be your lucky dog here. Marshall's actually going to be he's going to be out of the race. He retired there. That's unfortunate. He didn't need to retire. He had a good car. Just looked like he got free. All right, it's all fun and games. Matica is still on. He had he was in chat, but he's getting the car worked on. Look at that thing. It's a good looking car. We'll see Matt get back out there. Pit lane's busy with nobody. I like the lights. Did they changed the skybox recently at Homestead? RB, what's up, Rob? That's the RBest of Turners, Mr. Rob Bob Turner. Burge is going to be your race leader. David Aran's going to be second. Chris Justice third. Stryker's going to be fourth. Big Art's going to be fifth. Kobler sixth. Looks fine. Nose looks fine. He should be good. Everybody took tires, and they had 3 sets of tires total. So this is the second pit stop for these drivers. Big picture here is where do these drivers go? RB, how are you doing, sir? Much love to you.
Well, it's 150 laps, so I mean, they had 4 sets of tires, 3 over the wall. So if they take 2 here, they take another set of tires at say 125, 130. That's going to leave them pretty hard charging for the end of the race.
Except for Roberge. Because Roberge's already got an extra set. He's going to drop like a rock here.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be noticeable.
But he's going to get credit for the lap led.
He already has. That's a point to the good there. He's third in the point standings coming into this one, so he's just trying to capitalize on that. But what he does not need to happen here is he does not need to see that go the opposite direction. Green flag for Roberge. We'll see if he's going to be able to defend here. Up 11 spots, your biggest mover. Tony Sanders up 9 back here. It says full send. Let's go. Roberge, corner out, 5-1. It's going to really push into the corner. We'll see if he's going to be able to slide the corner here. And it depends on how much Roberge was saving back there as well. He might be able to defend the line. We'll see. 14, 5-1, side by side. Big Art Stryker side by side as well. There's a whole lot happening here. Here's a headache. About Russell Black rolling. We haven't been on board Russell Black in a hot minute. You'll see how he is working. He's got a race coming up. We're going to be calling 2 Fridays from now. It is the RB Racing 300. Gonna be a part of that. I don't know if it's full yet, but there's a link in our Discord for it. You can check it out and get with Mr. Russell Black about being a part of it. Next Friday, we've got a charity race we're going to be calling. That is, of course, for our good friends of 14, 5-1, 98, back to third. That is for our for that young man who lost his life, and we're going to be. Basically, it's a free race, and any donation that comes across You can donate directly to the GoFundMe link, or you can donate directly. So it's a free race. You want to enter. If you folks want to get out there and you want to race in that race, it's free to enter. The password and everything is in my Discord. You don't have to do anything. If you want to donate, you can donate, and it'll be all about what you folks recommend here. So just remember that that race next week is going to be in my Discord. So to be a part of it, do it. Thank you, Budgie, for the Discord. Appreciate you. Also, if you have not done so, I know that you're seeing that on Twitch. Those are links that are on Twitch, but you're seeing it on the stream as well. Make sure that if you haven't done so, you can type it in on any of those chats, and it should work. You should be able to. You all should be able to see those same things. 51 up there, wall scrape. 98, great job. Strickland has Russell Black just ahead. Caffrey to the outside, up into the wall. 5 of Church, 3 wide. We are going to be 5 up to Caffrey, back down. Really, holy momentum. Yeah. Also, if you guys want to help out with a whole bunch of things, all right, sorry, somebody sent me a message. Folks, don't send me messages unless you're probably on Discord. Please don't do it. Like, it literally pops up in the middle of my screen. Anyway, sorry. It's been that way for a hot minute. What was I going to say? What was I talking about? Oh, we're also going to have another race coming up here for Jess. We're going to do that in the first week of October. I'm first or second week in October. Shortly before Chop Shop starts their series again. It's going to be our final fundraiser for Jess. We're going to do one more race. It's going to be at Kansas. We're going to run 100 laps. We're going to do it in the 5-1-14 side-by-side here. I didn't ask her what car yet, but what vehicle. But normally she does the trucks. We'll see if they can. We'll see what she wants to do. If she wants to do it in the Cup car, the Xfinity car, the Gen 6 car, or the trucks, or whatever. Maybe she wants to do it in motorcycles. I don't know. There's no motorcycles in iRacing, but you get what I'm saying. It is. It's going to be all about what Jess wants on there, but she wants to run Kansas. She wanted to run Pocono, but I told her that's probably not a good idea. Because the pace laps there are 2 minutes, 13 seconds, 2.5 minutes, just depending. It's kind of a long pace lap. 150 for some of them. Oh, baby. They're 3, they're 4. How about it? Kobler, Dove on the inside. Somebody blinked. Who blinked? Was that Church? No, Church didn't lose connection. Come on now. Dang it. Well, they were 3 wide. Kobler back in 10th here. 13 of Jerry Kobler on the move. Chris Justice trying to save a little bit here. Jay Bailey, look at your boy Chris Justice. He's going to win this. Go BCR. Bull Creek Racing 1-2. I don't know. Big Art's been saving a little bit here. He's the guy that was strongest on the long run earlier. Just needs the long run to do so. Chris Justice, David Aran they battled it out between the both of them. So we'll see. We'll see how this is going to figure out. Championship coming out of the points. Again, the best of 2 when it comes to the final 8 on this series. And if this was down to the final race on the championship, Chris Justice in the lead right now. If points didn't matter, it would be that factor. But points do matter in this championship race. Big Art leading in those championship standings over Chris Justice coming into today's race by quite a few. Hold on. Let me back up here. Go back to what I was looking at. I'm sorry, Chris Justice not in the championship standings. Sorry, David Duran not in the championship standings. So Big Art leading the championship standings. Chris Justice, David Duran just out there to win a race. That's what Nathan Big Art needs to realize here as well. Don't worry about these other drivers. Just run your race. Striker in 8th. The Big Art doing what he can. I wonder if they're short on fuel by like 5 laps. He might be. And if they are, seeing some drivers kind of just back it up a little bit and put it all in the hips. All in the hips. We'll see. We'll see who wins. I'm all for it. I'm all for seeing people win. Chris Justice needing to do so. Hold on. We got his camera here somewhere. This one. Yeah, there he is. I mean, you could tell he might be excited. I remember Bailey. I remembered that. That was the reason why I had to correct myself there. Where are you at? Why aren't you running this race? Let me call you out, Jeremy. Whatever it is, it's more important than sim racing. That's all I need to know. How are you doing out there, sir? Justice, David Arand, Big Art, 3.5 back. We'll have to see how this is going to fare out for fuel because they came out on lap 79. They went back to green flag racing on 84. That's 66 laps. Right now, these cars can go 55 to 63 according to what NASCAR has. So iRacing can get better depending on what you do. Caffrey right behind Big Art. But we're seeing drivers that normally don't run that hard or would run that hard. I mean, they're saving fuel. Striker literally about an eighth to 10th off of his pace that he would normally run. Russell Black run a little bit harder as well. Migraines. Hey, I understand it, man. I understand. Do you run in VR? I'm always interested in what you guys do. So, you know, if you run in VR, you can never do that. But I mean, monitors can do that as well. 51 back to the inside. Chris Justice, David Arand. Whoa, these two almost get into each other for teammates. They almost are getting dicey on each other. Need to chill. 3.25. You're on a VR. Yeah, you definitely do not want to be. No, that's all over. Caffrey in tow to the 01. You definitely do not want to have a migraine and be in VR. Russell Black back to the outside of Striker here. Good battle for these two. There's Tony Sanders back in the 9th spot. Baji, thank you for the gifted sub out there. To Jeremy Bailey, welcome aboard to the Warrior Club. I appreciate you. Hold on to your butts, folks. It is not that... I mean, it's cool. It's cool. It's a big old dang old logo that I put up in the middle of that. I probably need to make the alerts a little bit smaller again. They only cover the entire screen.
Looks like we lost Church, and he just reconnected.
Yeah, he was he bounced out on his lap 91. He was fighting for around 7th or 8th. Bryce Kobler back here might be saving a little bit as well. We got to keep an eye on that. Brad Dobb holding on. Big Art closing in. His last few laps have been about 0.2 of a second faster than Chris Justice, and about 1/10 and a half faster than David Arand. But that's one of the things you got to keep up with. You got to keep up with where that fuel cycle is going to go. Michael Caffrey, Striker does clear Russell Black. Fuel is everything. Budgie not only moderates, but she supports, and she has a spinning budge. So you got to use the spinning budgie anytime you come into chat now, Mr. Bailey. It's the best emote that is out there. I'm just saying.
No, it's not.
Spinning budgie? The spinning
I
budgie.
got one better. I got one better.
Her spinning budgie is, I created that budgie. Just saying.
Oh, you want to go down that road? Okay.
I know what her,
What
but
about-
I know hers. She loves it. She uses it everywhere.
What about that? What about that?
Oh, I like this. Yeah. There it
What
is.
about
There it
that?
is. There it is.
What about
There's the spinning budgie. Right there. Mr. Bailey. I do like that emote. I think it's absolutely adorable. But so that budgie, she sent me a picture of her budgie.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, all right, well, let's make a budgie. It looks like her budgie. This budgie looks like her budgie. So. And we made it spin because Jess's, the ballistic one, it spins. And then I have an NASCAR tire one that spins as well. And so budgie does all three of those. We're not arguing. We're bickering. It's different.
We're not even bickering. We're being brothers.
David Arand, we are, yeah. David Arand, then Chris Justice in second. How about Big RT is now starting to close back in. Caffrey holding on to 4. Striker inside the top 5 once again. Russell Black dropping back a little bit here, but Kobler, again, I talked about Kobler saving a little bit here. And now his pace is right there with that catching pace. He's 33.53 his last lap. Russell Black 33.84. I'm hearing it. 5-1, 8, and the 14. What in the world happened there? I missed it. I tell you what, Nathan's catching him quick, fast, and hurry. He's closed down 0.6 of a second these last 2 laps. Yeah, it was David Arand and Chris Justice. Both these drivers just had something happen there. And again, apologies, I missed it. I heard it in my left ear, which means it was a little bit further up the race line. Let's see what happened here. Oh, it was Church on the bottom. Great job by those guys. Church must be having a malfunction on his wheel again. That is the only thing that can explain that happening. All right. David Arand out front. Chris Justice in second. Bigard's going to be third. My favorite emote is locked behind a paywall. There's 3 of my favorites. Yep. All right, Roberge doing himself some justice here.
I am so not a cat person.
No, I got the Karen pointing at the cat. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I got both of them. They're both separate emotes, but you can put them together. It's freaking hilarious to me. You stop being a da-da-da-da. And I'm the cat going, yeah.
Whatever.
And
Yeah,
then,
I remember that.
And then Cave Bob out there. David Arand, Chris Justice, Big Art, all closing back in. They're all within 0.8 of a second of each other right now. Stryker moves up to 4th. He just jumps in front of Caffrey. Caffrey doing a bang-up job of just kind of running his line. Stryker just behind this 3-pack group here. Now, here's the deal. These drivers, they may have backed off their pace a little bit here. But, they can do what they can to try to make that happen. But, I mean, Nathan's going to drive away here, save a little bit more tire, but he came down to try to side draft a little bit there, trying to have that defensive line, but that car freed up, gave a little bit of door contact. So the 5-1 fine. Chris Justice fine as well. Stryker, he says, let me rip that line. That high line.
I wonder if Roberge was playing the dirty sneaky here because he just came out of the pits.
He didn't take tires. And he might just, I mean, everybody's ran. We're completing lap 111. And he just came out of the pit road. He's going to be a lap down.
And he didn't take tires. I mean, he's going to get the lucky dog.
No, he took tires this time, but he didn't come into pit road when they went under caution.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering if he's going to do the dirty sneaky and get the lap back, plus try to get back in the lead and have tires and fuel for the end of the race. It's 150, so we're in the window now.
I mean,
he stretched it.
Could be sus.
I mean, it is about that pit strategy after all.
But now Nathan has he saved enough fuel. Well, Burge, his lap just matched the race leader's lap. If he wants to get back and be competitive here, Stryker going to second. It's Chris Justice in tow. Stryker 1-2 with Nathan Bigart. So that will be kind of how this one plays out when it comes to the points. Right now, Bigart taking over the lead here. We'll have to see how it pans out for the most laps led, but he's discredited 1 point already from Strickland when it comes to leading a lap. Now Stryker started on pole, so that's an extra bonus point for him. The stage win garnered 2 extra bonus points, 2 points over what Strickland had. Because he finished first, that's 10 points. Stryker finished third in the stage, so that was 8 points for him. So we're literally talking 9 points the difference. He was 8 points off coming into today's race. Right now, 9 points separate the drivers. 10 points if you include the position right now. Roberge being sus. That's Brad Dove. And he's in ninth.
And I just got the announcement over the radio. People are going to start doing green flag pit stops.
No kidding. Gary Culver coming to pit road. There's old Roberge. The Christopher. Oh, no. 9 at Brock Duty in the middle of the racetrack. Up on the high side. That should bring out a caution here. Oh, it's not. He's on pit road. Wow. That about changed the world. There was the 9.
Why didn't that throw a caution?
He heavy braked, went to miss the 28 of Clint Hackett. iRacing has controlled the cautions. We do have an RC, but it's a single car spin. He's in the middle of the road. No caution is going to come out. He's actually driving backwards on the racetrack.
Yeah.
And iRacing did not throw the caution.
I don't know.
You know what?
Oh, wow.
I don't understand.
Yeah, that should have been a caution. But there was no traffic around, so maybe that's why.
I mean, he's still driving backwards on the racetrack. Like,
I don't know.
Gary Culver's going to be 2 laps down here. He's going to be trying to get back. One of those laps we'll see. Sorry, he's a lap down. See if he's going to be able to catch Chris Roberge. Roberge running 1/16 of a second faster than everybody in front of him. A second and a half faster than Brad Dove, who's the 9th place car, but he's got 41 seconds to be able to try to catch up. Burge will have to pass him here to unlap himself from Brad Dove. That was a big, yeah, Budgie, that's a big wow.
And unfortunately, my iRacing, I have it set to go to crashes, and it didn't. iRacing didn't even register it as a crash.
It didn't. So what's funny is that if it wasn't for the fact that I was literally clicked on Roberge, I would never have seen that.
Now SDK picked it up as a crash.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it was too late for me to do anything about it.
Man, what a shame. Brock Duty.
Yeah.
That's okay. He's still in 13th. He's only 2 laps down. He's fine. 3 laps down. Let me correct myself there. Bigart trying to become a Cup Series champion. And we are 20 laps away from that happening. I'm sorry. 30 laps away from that happening as 121 ticks away. Stryker closes down a half second here. He's been doing a great job of closing in the distance. Caffrey back here. David Aran free off corner. And you got to know these tires are just barking for every one of these fine folks.
They're begging for a caution at this point.
No, I wouldn't.
I mean, they're all starting to get down to close to fuel mark.
Stay tuned, sports out there in YouTube. What's up, everybody? Sorry I missed most of the season, but we'll be back next season, definitely. You better be, sir. We appreciate you. We've been talking a lot about you. We've been talking a lot about what you've been doing. 7 laps shortish, says Marsupius, at 8:38 on my side. So I say 8:38. You know, it's 9:38 Eastern. That's why I say they were close. Fuel is going to be a concern. Save it a lot. How about David Durant coming to pit road? Durant on pit road, changing some things up. There's enough time here for, well, anything to happen. Anything can happen. Will Burrs closing down the distance to Russell Black. Russell Black came in on 121. Going to have the fresher tires here. David Duran's on pit road. He's going to be leaving from that second pit stall there. We're going to see David jump up. But Russell Black's going to be up to speed. David's actually going to have a great pit stop here. That access road is going to be amazing. We'll see just how much he's going to be able to get up to speed here as Russell Black tries to close down. David Duran's going to be up into the corner, though. We believe he's going to be able to hold that position. Russell Black came in a lap prior to David in that 8th spot. We'll see how this fares out. I know a lot of drivers saved early. Right now, 34 seconds flat for Big Art. Michael Strickland running the higher side of the race line here. Chris Justice on the bottom side. Fastest way around this racetrack is the bottom side when you're trying to save fuel. I don't know if they're trying to save fuel. Everybody's running 34 seconds flat, including Caffrey behind Brock Duty. Here comes Churchy. Robert Church says, give me another spot. Tony Sanders to pit road. Did not pull a Larson. We're good. They call it the Larson line because he runs the high line, but they also call it the Larson entry because he hits the water barrels a lot. And he's my driver. You know. He is the driver I root for in NASCAR, folks. If Dale Jr. were still out there, I'd root for Dale Jr. Love it or hate it. But those are the drivers I like. I like a lot of NASCAR drivers. I'm a fan of NASCAR. That's just kind of how it is. David getting around. He's going to be trying to run as fast as he can for the next 24 laps, presented by Admin Box. We're going to let everybody have at it for a couple of moments. We're going to throw it on exciting, see what pans out, see who's going to be able to run this pace. I'm going to be back here in just a moment. I got to hydrate. I got to stretch because we've been chatting for a minute. All right. 17 laps to go as Chris Justice to the bottom side. A little bit of drivers trying to lap themselves here, try to push the boundaries of their cars as fast as they can. David Arand up to 7th now as Brad Dove holds on to that 6th spot. 20 seconds and trying to close back down. Some drivers making their bed and trying to lie with it. Well, right now, David Arand's going to have a head of steam. He's going to get his lap back here within the next lap. The 01 will work the bottom side. See that closing distance right there from the 5-1. So far, so good. Any passing news there, Penguin, that we need to pass along?
Not that I've seen. The only thing I saw was back on 125, Dove Pass Sage. That's the only thing I've got.
Yeah, Tony Sanders came to pit road on 125. So that's the spot he's going to be trying to work on. Some of the drivers who ran their fuel out, thinking maybe there might have been another caution. That might have been part of what we were seeing out of that. Dun, dun, dun. I forgot that I have emotes on, or members on YouTube as well.
Nice.
There you go. Hopefully that shows up. I'm not quite sure if it'll show up. It should show up. Yep. It'll show up on YouTube the right way. In the text it does not. It's Pikachu, Pikachu, Pikachu. All right, Tony Sanders just ran it. That's right. Tony Sanders just ran his fastest lap of the race at 33.27. Fastest lap of this race. Yeah, don't hurt yourself. Is a 33.14. That was ran by Roberge.
I'm sorry.
Take that back. 32.80. I have to look at the 32.0. 32.80. Fastest lap ran by Stryker. It was way early on. Big Art leads here 2 seconds over Strickland. Chris Justice holds on to third here, side by side.
Stryker getting a little loose in the corner.
I think he's lifting. I think he has to save here.
Justice gets by Stryker. Stryker gets loose in the corner. And Justice takes the low side by him.
I think Stryker's lifted here a little bit. Caffrey back just a little bit, sits inside the top 5. Bryce Kobler doing the such things that Kobler is doing. Brad Dowd came out on 81 for fuel. He's going to have plenty of fuel here. But does he have the time? 12 laps to go. David Arand closing in about 1.3 seconds a lap to Brad Dove. So Dove maybe saved a little bit here. We'll see. I don't even know what we have on Facebook. Do we have any emotes on Facebook? Insert an emoji. No, I don't. Do I have stickers? Oh, I have my own sticker. I put my, yeah. There you go. Smashed it. That's weird. It's posting. All right, we smashed it. I don't know if that's even going to show up on the stream at all, but it showed up in chat, so we nailed it. Nailed it. Big Art's out front.
Jason, by the way.
Why?
My little Pikachu thing.
Oh, no, you're good. Don't hurt yourself. Just don't hurt yourself. That's all that matters.
Pika, Pika.
Don't be sorry. We're all gamers. All right. Big Art right behind the 004 as Dione holds on to what he has. Church 6 laps behind Sean. Sean started the race late. 11.65 I-rated driver. Tried to track down the 11.65 I-rated driver. But Brock Duty, who had a miraculous save and made it work, made it stick. Right now, David Arand, 9 seconds in closing to Brad Dove. Who's doing what? Who said what? Where? Let's see some in-car. No. Ryan says, let's see some in-car. No. The cars are beautiful on the outside. But we show you some drivers. That'd be better. It's Russell Black getting around, trying to get around the 01. Has some new tires. Give it a 121. Right sides only. It's a good strat to have as well. There's Clint Hackett. He sits in 12th. He's up 5 spots. Biggest mover of the race right now, Brad Dove. Roberge up 3. There's Chris Justice sitting in second here. 1.8 back. Try to close back in. He's saved enough. Might be able to finish this one out. He started saving earlier. But the top 3 9 still works. Still a possibility for him. We'll see as this one pans out with 7 laps to go. There is Chris Roberge, first driver to came in to take tires when he needed to. Running 34.1s right now. Still a little bit faster than some of the drivers ahead of him. Able to close down to Brad Dove, but Russell Black pulling away, who came in at 121. Just behind him, Tony Sanders. Tony Sanders giving it a 125. Tony's going to have about a half-second better lap average to Roberge. He actually caught right back up to the back bumper. He's going to be able to slide down. Roberge will be fine. There'll be a little slideways, but it'll be a good battle down the back straightaway. Back into it as Brad Dove holds on to 6th. 4 seconds now separate he and Durand, as there'll be 5 laps to go this time by.
Somebody just duck into the pits?
No. But I see here's Jerry Culver. We love Jerry and all that he does and what he stands for. I know he's hard to see, but he's there. We got to get him a light. Be how it is. Big Arch, your race leader. And without incident, he can make it around for the next 5 laps as Russell Black gets his lead, gets back up the lead lap here. Chris Justice trying to close down the final portion of this race. Big Art doing what he can. Hold on to your butts. Stryker. Sanders going around. Caffrey trying to close in. Is he going to be able to close in any of that time? And Strickland, second in points coming in today's race. Will be second in points leaving today's race as we're going to be 3 laps to go for Big Art. Chris Justice, 1.9.
Got loose and ducked down on the track.
Ah.
Didn't hit anything, but I saw the car go a little sideways here and ducked down to the lower front apron on the front stretch here.
He's on a little bit older tire. He's on a little bit spicierness. I said that weirdly, but you know. We've had 2 cautions total, 1 for the stage and 1 for incident. Almost a second one. But Big Art, 2 laps to go here with the 19 drivers in today's race. 18 that started the field. Matta had an issue early. Unfortunate for Mike, but he does have a brand new engine. If he wanted to run a lap, he could. Much love, Mike. Season 4 has been absolutely amazing. Season 5 will begin here in a few short weeks. But as it would be, the final lap of Season 4 is underway.
Is anybody going to run out of fuel?
That's my biggest concern. Right now, Chris Justice backing off the pace. Stryker coasting. Nathan Big Art coming around for the final time. He's got a championship in the Truck Series. And now will be your Season 4 Chop Shop Racing Champion, presented by Chopp'N It Up Cup Series, or Chopp'N It Up Podcasts. And make sure that you get out there and you follow the Chop. It's actually pinned on YouTube in the actual description now, so you can follow that channel and do that for me. Nathan Big Art, your champion.
Justice says he's out of gas on the track.
So Stryker might be able to pick up a spot. We'll see. Can he? No, Stryker's out of fuel too.
And I think so is Big Art because it sounds like he's coasting.
What a time to save. Parking on the front straightaway. Did he save enough? Can he restart it? That's going to be the big factor here. Can somebody give him a push or just to slide him around? There he is. He's got enough. Here's your race results. As Nathan Bigart claims the championship tonight, had enough points coming in, just needed to find a way to keep himself out of trouble. Did so. Won the stage, won the race. No question about it. 8 points to the good coming into today's race. Nathan Bigart's going to be your champion and race winner here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Chris Justice will finish second. Michael Strickland third. Bryce Kobler, Michael Capri, your top five. David Aran's going to finish in sixth, rebounding and making one more pass. Brad Dove finishes seventh, which is awesome. Russell Black will finish eighth. Tony Sanders, Chris Roberge, your top 10. Jerry Culver finishes at 11th. Clint Hackett, Brock Duty, Sean Diotti, Robert Church, Marshall Harris, then Jonathan Casebeer, and Mike Matta, and Mark Retchen getting out there and was in there practicing, and it was unsure why he didn't start the race, but those things happen. It's all good. We like it. Homestead was fun, folks. It was a very calm race. Very, 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 very calm race. And it was a good time to see as these drivers, no doubt, put on a show and put on a clinic, and they do what they've got to do, right? I like it. It's a ton of fun to watch. Yeah. So normally if the champion wins, we make sure to bring them up last, because that's just kind of how we do it. But we're not going to do that. We're gonna talk to everybody. I just want to make sure that I get in here and I do this real quick. I think that should save just fine. We'll make sure that it didn't kick out SDK. It did not. So let's do ourselves some fun here. Nathan Bigart comes home in victory lane and is your Chop Shop Series champion. Congratulations, first and foremost, on the win of the race. You needed just to have a clean race. Being that close on fuel, I figured it out early that everybody saved a little bit, and that's exactly what happened. Congratulations to you on the victory here. Walk me through the race before we talk about this championship.
Oh man, the first thing that really shocked me was all the practice that I did in the heat of the day. So when I realized that when this race started that it was going to go to night quick and just be cool, I was really worried because it's the same track, but man, it's different. It's not the same track when it's nighttime. It drives way different. You can be a lot more aggressive. You just so much more grip. So that was a bit of a shock. I mean, obviously we known about it. I just didn't pay close enough attention to the speed of the nighttime coming. But it started off, I messed up qualifying. I really wanted to get max points tonight. I was hoping to, if I didn't think I had a shot at the pole, I was maybe going to go for the hard charger, but I thought I could get the pole. Ended up losing like a couple tenths coming out of 4, so had to start 5th. Figured, if everyone went easy, which it ended up working, was save tire, be fast in the long run, and that worked for me. Again, obviously, I wanted to try to lead the most laps, but I also I felt stage points was going to be worth more than that. So I saved on the long run in the stage, was able to come up through late, get that finished off, get the stage win. Felt really great there. Really felt like then, even if, Stryker was to pass me and it was a battle for the win of the race, that I had accumulated enough points where as long as I finished close to him, I could get this championship. And so then it was the same thing, just trying to save on the long run, being okay with people going by on the short run after the restart. But then we got that caution, and I think everybody noticed that, we could make it We were I was about 3 laps short on fuel, but here you can still make lap time and clutch it, shut it off, let it roll into the corner, maintain your momentum and save a bit of fuel. And I think most of us were on that same strategy. A bit different of a race, not everyone going as fast as they can out there, but it's still, what do you call it? It's still a skill. It's testing everyone's ability and everything this season in this series. And tonight was no different. Awesome run at the end. Great driving by everybody tonight. This is a tough track. It wasn't the easiest setup to run, and everyone did a great job keeping it one caution. That's awesome.
That's one of the things that I will say. There's a lot of touch and go racing. We saw early aggressive moves in the second part of that or the first part of that second stage, and I think that's where I started noticing that if people were going to run themselves into it, they were going to that's when the issues were going to happen, and it actually was just a spin, getting loose out of a corner, which we could see the cars just free up. But you knew when a driver was battling the car, because that rear end looked like it was ready to step out at any given point.
Yeah, it definitely was, especially if you were trying to push. This is a track where you definitely don't gain by trying to overdrive the car, especially on exit. Like you said, it'll bite you on that exit. And I had one incident actually that I forgot to mention when I was coming up to try to take the lead from Bryce in I don't know I think it was the stage, but he overdrove the exit of 2 a little bit, got loose and came back up, and I went to the wall to try to go by him, and I was hoping I'd make it in time. But honestly, it didn't damage the car. I was very thankful for that. I was very worried about it, but it didn't seem to bother the car at all. And I think I saved his car from, overgoing and into the wall. So I'm glad that everything worked out there. I was able to help him continue on, and also it didn't damage my car. But yeah, you definitely don't want to overdrive the exit. You really got to work the throttle and the wheel. Don't have too much wheel into it. Let it drift up. But yeah, just a fun track. I love Homestead. It is a great track. I obviously had a lot of nerves coming in here and wasn't a big fan of it. I would much rather be at a track I'm more comfortable with, which is like the flat miles. But did a lot of practice this week. Knew that other guys were also, so tried to come as prepared as I could, and just knew that I was gonna either way have a good time tonight, enjoy it, hang out with the guys, and that's exactly what happened. Had a great time.
Season 4 champion, that it means a lot because you've won a championship in the other series, in the NASCAR section of Chop Racing. But the Cup Series is kind of it's the toughest nails race.
Yeah, actually, this is my first championship.
13th. Oh, I thought you won the Truck Series.
No, I lost it.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, this is my first Chop one other than the Road Series.
Oh, the Road Series. So I was looking through all of the league stuff, and I was like, well, he's got this, he's got that, he's got that. So see, I like being wrong because I can get corrected and I can pay more attention. So we'll pay more attention, especially when it comes to stats this next season. Because I know you got to come back and you got to defend, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what
I love running with Chop. I'll be back all the time.
The 13 wins, also most winningest driver when it comes to a season in Chop Racing. That bodes well for drivers having to, maybe not necessarily pick your brain, but they're going to have to figure out how to race you the way that you race them.
Absolutely, and I'm always the guys know, I'm always out here trying to help. Anybody ever asks me, I'll jump into the practice session. We do laps together. I try to give hints of what I do different, what they're doing, maybe that I see that they could do better. And I'm always willing to do that with anybody. Just hit me up. And anytime I'm on the sim, definitely enjoy working with each other, getting to know the guys. That's what this is all about, hanging out with people that share your passion, and everybody just trying to get better together.
Well, I've said it since the moment that I started watching you race, just less than a year ago, whenever I first, you first came onto my radar, I said that you one, picked up the simulator really fast, but also you picked up other drivers very fast. And I don't mean Nate's a bad bad racer, folks. I root against him because he wins all the time. That's it. It'd be no different than it would be the same with Stryker. If Stryker won all the time, we'd be like, no, Stryker, I got to root against him. He's one of the co-owners of the league. I'd still root against him. But one of the things that I picked up early on with what you had going on was your ability to learn the track as you're going, but also the ability to learn what drivers were doing around you to be able to capitalize on your driving style. You are driving the track the way you know that you either know how to do or you're learning how to do as you progress, and as you figure that out, you have a tendency to just find that long run, which is probably the biggest compliment I could say about your driving style, is just being able to be patient.
Yeah, absolutely. I've said it in the past, and that I think that's one of my very biggest strengths is I am very patient and more than willing to, if I believe that I know something works, to stick with that plan. I don't switch the plan mid-run and try to overdrive. I'll stick with what I think is going to work. And you always, especially in the, for this first stage, because it's basically a little practice run. You can see if that long run works or if you got to try to switch something up. And absolutely, I will say I'm very good at the hands-on learning, watching people, seeing what I'm doing different, what they're doing better. It's helped me a lot to get into the higher splits in iRacing, see them guys that are really good, running with them like Casey Kerwins and that got 9,000, 10,000 IR. You really learn a lot that what you're doing different to them. And it's very easy for me to quickly pick up on that. I can't always do what they can do, but try to mimic it as best as I can. And absolutely, just stay patient, stick with your plan. If it doesn't work, learn a new plan.
Well, I tell you what, for if you're out there racing with Casey Kerwin and some of these, we call them the top splitter, the drivers that hold those pro licenses. The one thing that they have more than you is just more seat time, and that's what you're working on and what you're developing. So I think that's probably where I say that for where you're at right now, the level of talent that you have, it's crazy to watch, and I will give everybody a hard time. I'm not the iRacer. I'm the guy that calls the race and can see when things are going wrong and when things are going right. I'm the visual. All right, this is how he's driving into the corner. This is what he would normally should be running. This is where his lap times have leveled off. The telemetry says one thing, and it usually proves me correct. So, which is why I like watching through the field. Chris had to back off. He saved a little bit more. Stryker had to back off again. There's a whole lot to be said when it comes to what tonight's race played out, but also throughout the season, how you're able to just be patient enough to get around these drivers. And even when you've got 12 poles on the season and 13 wins.
Yeah, it's been a great season. But that's the thing is you can have all those wins, and when it comes down to this style format, man, you got to perform in these last two races. And the nerves were definitely there. It was a new experience to finally overcome them and get them done, because it seemed like every time in the past I could make it to that final 8, final 4, but I'd do something wrong, be too aggressive. And tonight, like I said, I really disciplined myself to be patient and stick with my plan and just hope it worked. And if it didn't, just have a good time. But that was the only way I knew how to deal with the stress. And man, it just I'm still coming down from it now. I'm shaking.
It's good.
These
You gotta
these
be,
races really get to you.
folks. They're fake cars, but it's real racing. That's what it is. You don't have to spend thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars to build one of these cars. You literally have to spend $13 a month and a couple extra bucks for the track and the vehicle. And you can use Nathan Bigart's name right there on your screen as your referral because he's your champion. Nate, congratulations, season 4 champion. Now you get to be the guy that gets all plastered all over the social medias and become my icon for a little while. That's just kind of how we do things over here. So congratulations. What a fun race that was. And, man, I look forward to seeing more. Give you shout outs, man.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Chop Shop, obviously, all the admins. Huge shout out to, John and Stryker. I know they do a lot for us to come out here and have a good time. Hate it that John had to work tonight. I think he did a lot of practice this week. I was in some rooms with him. He was good at this track. So we're missing you out here, man. Give a shout out to the sponsor of the series, the Chopp'N It Up podcast. Really appreciate what everybody's doing to keep that going and get it going. Enjoy listening to it while I'm at work or just hanging out, out for a walk. Anybody that wants to should definitely go check that out. You, Jason, Signature Esports. Enjoy watching everything you do when I get a chance. Everyone in the chat, all the fans watching. Want to give a shout out to everybody that's been helping me on the sim lately. Jerry, Joe Gohava's been doing some spotting for me in the top split NIS races. I want to thank Ken Ryko for reaching out to me. And Beast Motorsports that's been helping me on Monday nights. And number one fan, Mom, love you.
Nate, you are the champion. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
As Big Art, he comes home in victory lane and is your season 4 champion. P2 is going to be Mr. He's just doing himself his own last name, folks. Chris Justice. And a big save momentum today. That was a fun race to watch, man. Walk me through this one because I watched your heart rate as you were leading and battling your teammate jump from, where you're at now, 107, 108 to like 138 to 140. And you were wheeling HE double hockey sticks out of that car. This was a race of attrition on this car. 1 minute it was highline dominant. The heat was there, the car was there, and then all of a sudden everything was racy again, and then all of a sudden, I'm short on fuel. We got to save a little bit, and you come home P2. But a fantastic race, and chat was out there. Jeremy Bailey was out there. He was like, "Hey, look, David Duran, Chris Justice, they're gonna, right here." I think David burned up a little bit too much fuel. You were able to save. Walk me through this race. Talk to me about what the battles and everything you went through today.
I think for a championship race, this race had everything. You had hard racing, you had fuel saving, you had multi-groove. It's probably the most fun I've had all season. And congrats to Nate for winning the championship, winning the race. But yeah, I didn't have much seat time in this track. It's not my favorite. Only had about 30 minutes before the race. Found a good line that I was comfortable with, but I knew the weather was going to change. So really the first 50 laps was just trying to find a groove, try to find out how to save, felt comfortable with it, messed up my pit, slid through my box a little bit too much. And then on the second restart, just some super hard racing. I know I made contact with Michael twice going into one, and I apologize. That definitely wasn't intentional, but thankfully he's got tremendous talent and was able to save it. But super hard racing on all 3, sometimes even 4 grooves. And on that final pit stop, I knew going to be a few laps short. David and I was like, well, there could be another caution. We could split the stage in half for another pit. And once I saw we were almost 4 seconds out, that's when I knew I had to really back it off. And sure enough, here comes the 01 passing us. Then Michael passed me, and I was riding around in third, and I think David had to pit. But luckily, I was able to save just enough to bring it home P2 because I ran out of gas on the cool down in turn 1.
That's what we had a few drivers out there from what Penguin was telling me that came through that front straightaway and just it started sputtering on them, and which is a good feeling because then you feel it. You finish second. Drivers there was a handful of drivers that came to pit road to cycle there. So to know that was the strategy to have to finish second. Of course, you want to get the win, but I mean, if you think about where Nathan started saving and where Michael started saving, and you were able to make that pass on Stryker, I think Stryker just maybe burnt his stuff up a little bit too much, trying to back off of all the racing that was going around him, having to utilize the bottom line. But I mean, everybody put on a show tonight. I think this was, I love Homestead. I think Homestead should be the championship race of NASCAR, because I think the track races like this, it becomes about this kind of drama, I say drama in a good way, not like, well, you're a dude, and beep beep beep, yeah, that kind of drama, more of the, the race drama, the what will happen leading up to the final laps of this race, and that shows up in this kind of racing.
I 100% agree. I mean, there's so many ways to attack this track. Whether you want to stay on the bottom and try to conserve tire, or you want to get out to an early lead, run top, or somewhere in the middle and run middle of the track. This track really has everything to offer for every type of driver, and that's what makes it so fun. And I think I looked at the schedule for season 5. I don't think it's a championship race. I wish it was. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Phoenix, but maybe they'll look at this and decide to move it back to Homestead.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that because, Striker's from Phoenix, so we'll it's fine. Phoenix is Phoenix. Phoenix is going to be.
Phoenix is good racing too.
Yeah. So they're going.
We had a good race there a couple weeks ago.
So but it is going to be an interesting race because again they're going to do the 8-driver breakdown, 2 races for the final race, and then it'll be Michigan going into Phoenix. So that I think Michigan's a great racetrack too. So that's awesome. So I like that. But a 28-week schedule, which is even cooler.
It is. You have a lot of room. Everybody makes mistakes. Sometimes a race doesn't go your way, but a 28-week, you could really recover from mistakes like that. I like seasons like that. I've signed up. I'm ready to go. I know David signed up. Jeremy's been feeling under the weather, so I wish him well. I think he's going to be coming back. So Bull Creek Racing should be full force next season, and hopefully all 3 of us qualify for the playoffs next season.
It'd be cool to see. He said he's having some migraines, and we wish him, well wishes to him to, get migraines and racing. Just they don't go well together. Especially, I asked him if he races in VR, and he was like, "I absolutely do." You definitely don't want to be wearing a VR headset with a migraine on. I can attest to that. So, Chris, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, man. I watched the battles happening. I watched all the racing. And as unbiasedly as I can, still love the Old Spice car, man. Give you shout outs. A P2 finish tonight and a season 5 berth for you next season.
A big shout out to the 01 Nathan for winning so many races, winning the championship, well deserved. And shout out to everybody else in the league. Such fun and hard racing. I enjoyed every lap of it. Shout out to my Bull Creek Racing teammate, Stormy Bailey. Of course, talked about his migraines, but also David, who came home sick, and he's battling COVID. So great job by him. And a huge shout out for you showing up each and every race, putting on a heck of a broadcast. We wouldn't be what we are without you.
Well, I wouldn't be what I am without you guys. So that's, it's a fair trade, and it's always appreciated. Chris, much love, man. We'll see you next season. Good luck on your races up until then.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
That's Chris Justice. He comes home P2. And last but not least, you know what? We'll just jump down with both of them. Because why the HE double hockey sticks? Not. Michael Strickland comes home P3, second of the point standings. Striker, dude.
Fixed it.
Everybody's moving me around.
Fixed it.
It's good. I was like, I'm just gonna jump in with both of them. Why not?
Oh, yeah. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what you're trying to do.
We're good. How's John? First and foremost.
John's at work and he was just chiming in. He's chewing my butt. He's chewing me off.
You had to save. And you had to save, and so many, and I focused a lot on you tonight, with good reason, because you were the first driver chasing this championship, and from the seasons past, and just the races that you've had, where you've been clutch in every opportunity, finishing inside the top 3, is tough in this series. You've talked about it all season long. And you've got 2 wins in the series, but you've had 17 top 5s, most of any driver this season.
Yeah. Probably 15 of those to the 01. You know, at
14.
second place to the 01.
14.
But
Yeah.
yeah. um, yeah. I mean, I'm happy for Nate. He deserves it. I kind of stole it from last year. I was trying to do what hadn't been done in this server, which was a back-to-back championship.
Mhm.
We've had different champions year in and year out in every single series. So I was really trying to shoot for that back-to-back championship since I was able to win the Cup championship last year. But Nate just picked up his game this year. You know, he's definitely way better than he was last year. The competition here is tremendous. There's guys that are just really good, and it's, you know, sometimes you need luck and you need to be good and have things go your way. And it was just Nate's year. You know, it was just Nate's year. He's just a solid guy. And everybody else, you know, did a hell of a job and putting on a great show today. It felt like it was a great race. It was a little bit of everything going on there. A lot of different adjustments strategy wise. Tons of things going on in the car. I'm counting points and trying to figure out what's going on and looking for where Nate's at. I knew, you know, mathematically it was pretty much going to, I'd have to focus in on him, of course, because I'm behind him. And I was always wondering where he was at. But, you know, it was a great race. It was a great race. Congratulations to Nate and everybody that raced during the season. I know it was, we had a smaller car count here, which is typical with the end of the seasons. You know, you start getting some fall off. But I want to congratulate everybody that's been in here, that's raced their heart out for us, that's repped the Chop Shop banner and done a heck of a job representing this Chop Shop community. It's a great community. Everybody's good, man. And, fast, low I ratings, high I ratings. We got them all. It's just a great place to run.
Well, I mean, it was 19 drivers in today's race, 18 drivers, however you put it. I wouldn't say that's a low car count, but it's a low car count for what you guys are normally running. So I can see that. Andrew Payne, season 1 winner. Nathan Alul, season 2 winner. Season 3 winner was Mr. Stryker, even though the standings don't say that over in the Sim Racer Hub. But I remember the race. So, and and Nate had to correct me. I thought he had won a championship already in the series, and he said that he had not. So
no, this is his first one.
This is kind of cool. I've watched him win a ton of races, and I think the assumption is that he's already championship caliber. But so are you. I mean, to do what you do and to get out here with you and John and the league, and one, you have to put the stress on having a league on top of your shoulders, on top of being out there racing side by side with them. On top of that, you're trying to beat these drivers week in and week out, and you're consistently from week one. Once you strap into the car, it seems like you're just focused on winning.
I mean, I'm glad you actually make that point, because it is very difficult running a league and then trying to battle with these guys at the same time. I run even though I compete, I feel like I'm not completely released to the chains of being an owner of a driver, right? So you have to, I might make some more aggressive moves, or, you know, move somebody out the way as if this wasn't my league. But since, you know, I'm part owner of Chop Shop, I tend to give everybody a little leeway, as much as I possibly can, and just to make sure, you know, sometimes I want to make sure that people race me the way that I race them, and ultimately I'm here just to have fun. You know, championships aside, we've won one in the past. We're here to try to win, of course. Everybody in here super aggressive. I'm sorry, a typical personality. They want to win. They're here to win. They want to get better. But, you know, there's only one winner at the end of the year. There's only one guy at the end of the year in most cases, unless we do those secondary championships that we do in some of our other series. But yeah, I do appreciate you bringing that up. It is difficult. It's there was one time a colleague said, he's no longer with us in Discord, but I remember he made mention. He said, if you were just not the leader of this Chop Shop and you focused 100% of your energy in driving, you'd probably take it to the next step. And that's always stuck with me. It's always stuck with me, but I've always wanted to prove that person wrong and say, I can still do this. You know, I can run a league, all the day-to-day operations that we have to do, broadcasting, you know, sponsorships, networks, Patreons, everything that we have to do, and still compete. But I wouldn't be able to do it without the group of guys that we have. This is just an awesome community. Probably the best I've ever been in. I've always been in gaming and sim racing, even in console days. And it's just a pleasure to be here and have fun, even if it wasn't something that I co-founded. It's just a great community. I'm happy for everybody. I'm just ecstatic about being here and all the partnerships that we've developed and all the friends that we've made. And you know, we're going to be taking a little short break here and then refocus, and hopefully next season we got an opportunity to battle for another championship. You know, so
Well,
that's kind of the way that I see it.
every stinking season gets a touch longer and gets a touch more competitive, and it's going to work out. It's going to be one of those things. I root for John. We all know this.
Yeah. There's certain guys we want to root for.
Hammond's my guy, but when it comes to somebody to chase somebody down and win a race, you're usually on the radar for a lot of the fans, you know, myself included, because that's what this league does. Is it makes me a fan. I'm very selective. I've been very selective of the people that I've included into Signature Esports and pushed to be a part of, whether it's be, you know, the broadcasting or side, or just the opinions when people have questions or if they need help, you know. This, and I'll attest to, we, between the two of us and between the three of us, you, John, and myself, we have the two best communities in iRacing. I feel that is going to continue to blossom and deliver more when it comes to racing and racing content.
Yeah, I mean, we're a power couple, you know, Signature Esports and Chop Shop. We're not going anywhere, and as long as you're going to be broadcasting us, we're going to be running under your platform. You've helped us grow, and hopefully we've helped you grow. So,
yeah.
You know, we're very appreciative of the relationships that we have with you in particular, and we're very grateful for everything, all the help that you've done, and I mean, we are where we are, thanks to you, you know, and the help of a lot of others. But we do thank you, you know. So I'm proud of that as well.
Well, I'm more proud of the drivers, actually, and I say this all the time. If it weren't for drivers, and it weren't for these leagues, I wouldn't be what I am. Because it gives me, the drivers and these leagues give me a platform, or give me something to do to be able to build this platform, so that way it benefits the leagues and the drivers. So it's an equal relationship around. Yes, I get paid for it, but that you're basically, folks, I'll say it time and time again, I don't make a ton of money doing this, but I will tell you that the amount of money that I've put into this far outweighs the amount of dedication it takes to be here every day, for these drivers to be here every week after week, because some of the, I mean, Chop Shop, you run 4 days a week. That's a lot of racing.
Not a racing, you know. Yeah, sometimes we're stretched a little thin. I know we're not the only community out there that's awesome. The entire iRacing community is a great place to be. I highly suggest if you guys ever want to participate in that, find yourself a good community. Try a couple of different ones. We're not the only ones out there. I mean, I can speak highly about our community and the networks that we've developed, but there's a ton of them out there. Just come out here, have fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a disconnect. I use this for a disconnect from the day-to-day lives, you know, stresses of life. It's awesome. It's just awesome. It's definitely not cheap. Like you said, there's a lot of upfront investments in order to be able to run here. You got to buy tracks and hardware and software, and you know, all that stuff. You know, I'm not going to preach, but yes, it's awesome to be able to have Jason on board, as well as all of our others, sponsors and admins that we have here that help us be as good as we feel like we can be. There's a lot of growth and potential that are still going to happen with Chop Shop and Signature Esports. I'm just glad we're going to be able to do it together. It's just another great season.
This was fun.
And we're looking forward to the next one upcoming. Again, every driver in here, I'm very grateful and thankful for everybody. Good or bad, sad or indifferent, it's an awesome, awesome place to be. And there's honestly no other place I'd rather be but Chop Shop.
It's a good place and a good time to be there. That's for sure. Well, Stryker, we get to have this This is several seasons in a row now that I've gotten to have this conversation with you at the tail end of the season. And it's always appreciative. Chop Racing, the Chopping It Up podcast, giving you more racing you can handle. Stay tuned sports, of course. But I tell you what, there's a lot of partnerships that you need to thank, and I'm going to give you the time to do it. Congratulations on a P3 finish tonight, P2 in the standings. Hard-fought season. There's a lot more racing going on at Chop Shop. This is just the close of one season that opens into another one. Give you shout-outs, man.
That's right. We're going to be starting up another Cup Series in about 5 weeks from now. So if anybody's interested, come on in. We got a pretty decent lineup already. We probably got about 30 guys registered. We're always looking to get a full field. So if you guys are interested, check us out. The Discord should be in the description. Arms wide open, and we're here to help and build together. Don't be discouraged. But yeah, I want to take the time out, especially at the end of the season, to make sure that I give credit where credit is due, especially to our sponsors. And there's tons of them. C2 Gaming, My Three Sons, Track Racer, the Baller Status Boys, Speedy Trophies, Admin Box, Geomax, Virtual Velocity Racing, MCI Graphics, Stay Tuned Sports, Adrenaline Signs and Wraps, Klosterman Engraving and Design, Premier Racing Setups, Hoosier Tire, and Thompson Racing. Every single one of these guys have invested into the Chop Shop series in one way or another, and have allowed us to do what we do. I want to thank my friends and family that are out there that are rooting us on. I appreciate it. I always go back and relive these moments. So it's awesome to see who's out there in the chat giving us kudos and rooting us on. I want to thank everybody for that. And last but not least, I do want to go ahead and thank everybody that does it behind the scenes that make this possible internally. The group that we've established here is outstanding, and I want to make sure that I give credit to every single one of them. Starting with obviously John Hammond. Thank you very much for everything that you've done. Without him in particular, this would not exist. This man does more than you can imagine. He's invested his time, his effort, blood, sweat, and tears into the growth of this. And without that guy, we would not be able to do this. Along with him, we have Chris Roberge that helps us a lot, Jerry Culver, Robert Church, Ryan Went, myself included, and then I'm hopefully not missing anybody else. Oh, Mark Odell, Jerry Culver, I already said that. And one last thing that I do want to say before I make this any further, I want to give a special blessing and shout out to Mark Retchen. He is in a probably the worst kind of scenario that any father can be in, and not and I want to make sure that I let him know that we're with you 100%, brother. If you ever need anything, we love you, and we're thinking about you and your family. We love Alan, and I was trying to make it to the point where we could dedicate this championship and this victory for him, but this whole season's dedicated to all your guys' efforts, Alan and the Retchen family. We thank you. We love you guys very much, and I hope that you guys heal. And thank goodness he was able to come back and race with us this evening. But that man has a heart of gold, and he's going through some things that you can only that are kind of the worst things that a father could go through. And I just want to make sure that he knows that I'm out here thinking about him. So thank you very much. Appreciate everybody out there, and let's see you Monday or Tuesday. We'll be back Monday or Tuesday for Dirt Series, Truck Series on Tuesdays, and a couple weeks for the new Cup Series.
Gonna be fun. Mike, always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. Love you guys.
That is Stryker. He comes home in a big old P3 spot, but season 2, or P2 in the season championship. Folks, I want to say thank you to the Chop Racing series. Thank you to Stay Tuned Sports, of course. Thank you to Admin Box, Ball Status, B&B Music, Track Racer, everybody that's involved with the Chop Racing series and what they do. Make sure that you folks tune in to all of the podcast episodes they have. They have a couple of different ones that they're going to be doing. That is going to be the on their YouTube, but you can also find them on Spotify as well, the Chopp'N It Up podcast. So make sure that you find them. I did go ahead and comment their Discord as well. It is in the in the race description, but I want to make sure that it's going to be in the comments as well. If you want to join the Chop Racing Discord to be able to get out there and race with these folks, I've got to set up for the next stream. We're going to be live here in about 10 more minutes. Boy, this was fun. This was a ton of fun, and we want to thank everybody for being out there rooting these drivers on. Congratulations to Nathan Bigart, who is your Season 4 Chop Racing champion. And, man, so much fun. So much fun all season long. Folks, be good, be safe, be kind of one another. That's the most important factor of life. I will see you in about 10 minutes.